CSI is a non-profit organization established in the year 1992. Since its inception, the center has been providing quality rehabilitation services to children with special needs from the hills of Kodaikanal. The center caters to children affected by polio, cerebral palsy, intellectual, visual, speech, hearing impairments, and multiple disabilities. Our vision is to create an inclusive society where people with disabilities enjoy a good quality of life through informed choices, contribute, and become equal partners. The center was initially set up for the few children affected by polio, and over time expanded to include children with different types of disabilities. A different section was set up to cater to each type of disability. Today, there are about 100 beneficiaries enrolled at the center. Children with special needs are identified from all around the Kodaikanal Hills. Assessed and rehabilitation programs are custom designed for each individual at the center. Over the years, all students affected by polio have completed their education and are gainfully employed in diverse jobs and across various locations. Many of them are married and running their households as integrated members of their communities. A day at our center starts with a morning assembly where all the children gather to say a prayer along with Tamil Thai Valthu and the national anthem. One of the students will read the important news items from the newspaper. The special education section caters to children above the age of 5 years afflicted with cerebral palsy, mental retardation, and multiple disabilities. The children learn basic concepts like shapes, colors, alphabets, numbers, pre-reading and writing skills. Additionally, hand function skills through activity-based learning are also taught prior to the integration into regular schools. Greater importance is given to routine activities in their daily life, and over time they are trained to become independent. Physical and speech therapy are provided to any children who need it. Sensory stimulation is provided in a separate solitary room. The children in the speech and hearing department are provided with hearing aids, and speech, language, and auditory training are provided. The principle of total communication is followed, which includes gestures, lip movement, actions, and sign language. Ear molds for all these children are made by our trained technicians at the center. The children are all integrated into regular schools. After they complete 8th grade, they are sent for higher studies to schools outside of Kodaikanal. Visually impaired children are trained in using Braille, the abacus, and the tailor frame. Mobility training is provided too. Assistive devices such as cane, magnifying glass, recorders, and the daisy player are given. They are trained in music, games, computers, and tactile learning. When the children enroll at a very young age, training is provided in routine activities of their daily life, and they are empowered to be independent. They undergo regular education in local schools and then move on to colleges in Madurai, Periyakulam, and Chennai. Some young adults are provided pre-vocational work skills and mobility training that results in successful job placements in the community. The pre-vocational skills training unit has young adults who are not able to continue with their academic studies. They are trained on work skills and work ethics, further equipping them for employment. A work-like situation is simulated and they are trained in various graded hand skills, work behavior, etc. This helps them seamlessly integrate into work situations where they get employed. In this process of training, they produce some eco-friendly products like leafware, paper bags, paper cups, paper mache, and laminated table mats that are sold in the local markets. The proceeds of these sales go as a stipend to these young adults. They have bank accounts and are taught the basics of deposit and withdrawal. This boosts up their self-esteem and self-confidence. When they are ready for job placement, we place them accordingly in roles most suited for them. Regular follow-ups is done thereafter. The center has been following inclusive education right from its inception when it was started for children affected by polio. All children with disabilities are integrated into regular schools. Once they finish middle school, they move on to other schools and colleges for higher education. Children who plateau in academics move into our pre-vocational skills training unit after 8th grade and are later employed. Orientation and training are given to the teachers in the regular schools. The progress of the children is monitored by our staff on a regular basis. Children are exposed to music and dance. Functional computer training is being provided by a former student from the center who, after completing her computer education, opted to train children with special needs at the center. Children with physical therapy needs are provided therapy during the day as per a schedule. They come to the therapy department for a 40-minute session. Some of them wear their orthosis and undergo training in the pre-vocational skills training unit. Different types of physical exercise and mobility training are provided to these children in this unit. The orthotic unit produces various orthoses and other assistive devices. The unit also caters to the general public. The orthotechnician is from a remote village in the upper hills of Kodaikanal. She finished her education at the center and then was trained at Bengaluru prior to joining back as a full-time employee. Great importance is given to accessibility at our center. The whole center is wheelchair friendly and is equipped with various types of wheelchairs based on the need levels. Lunch is provided to all the children at the center. Many of the children are weak and malnourished when they are being enrolled. As most of the children come from very low income backgrounds, the transportation and lunch provided by us become an incentive for the parents to send their children to the center for interventions. Breakfast and dinner are provided to the residential children. The residential facility caters to children who come to pursue their special education at the center from distant or not easily accessible villages around Kodaikanal. There are about 30 residential children, and all their educational, medical, personal, boarding and lodging needs are taken care of by the center. They are made to participate in recreational activities as well, usually after school hours. The residential children go home for their holidays, family functions or festivals. Their parents visit them whenever they come into Kodaikanal town from their respective villages. Children are picked up and dropped off at their homes by our vans that go around Kodaikanal town within a 15-kilometer radius. Being a hilly terrain with limited public transport and considering the remoteness of the villages and houses, it becomes essential to provide transportation facilities to bring the children to the center.